Hello everyone, welcome aboard. My name is Bazzy, I'll be your captain today, and we are, oh, I guess you can't see this. This is my first time streaming in VR. We're going to be in the Cessna 172 today. Let's see. Just try to reopen the Oculus mirror while I am kind of troubleshooting this. We're going to be in the 172 today, doing a short flight, about an hour and a half or so, with air traffic control to Peachtree DeKalb Airport in the Atlanta area. There is a football game going on today, so we are going to fly to the football game, and we're going to do it in virtual reality, if all of this technology works. Haha, there we go. I think you should be seeing it now. Let me just double check. All right, that's a little meta, but we have it. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump in the plane, and we'll try to do this. This is again my first time, so hopefully everything kind of goes off without a hitch. We are doing a VFR flight, so nothing too intense for the first time. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into VR mode here, and we'll start our journey. Alright, so I am in the plane, Skyhawk 978 Alpha Papa here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I have read a lot of tutorials and stuff about how to stream VR. I'm not convinced this is the best way, but this is a way, so we're going to do it. So we're going to go ahead and do our pre-flight check. Unfortunately, Microsoft Flight Simulator has this weird bug in VR mode, at least I have noticed, where you cannot go into an external view and get back into the cockpit. I'm not sure why. I know that you can use this button here, and this toolbar will show up with your camera views, but once you go to the external camera, I cannot get that back, so we're not going to be able to do our walk around. We're just going to have to pretend that we did our walk around before we got in the plane. So we can do everything in here though, so we'll go ahead and test our standby battery. So we'll hold that down for about 10 seconds just to make sure that green light stays on and is in test, and that looks good. Alright, back here we're going to set our trim for takeoff. Where's my trim wheel? There it is. Okay, fuel selectors down there on both. Fuel shutoff is in. Alright, we can turn on our arm our standby battery here. Okay, so we've got no red X's here on the left side. Standby battery annunciator is on. Looks like our E-bus volts are greater than 23, our M-bus volts are less than 1.5, and our battery S amps are negative. So that's everything we want to see.
TOS system test okay.
Okay, our traffic test is okay. So we're going to go ahead and turn on the master, and we'll get our beacon and nav lights on. Okay, fuel shutoff's in. We will open the throttle just about a quarter inch or so. Clear prop. There we go. And we will just lean out that mixture about an inch and bring our RPM settings to about 1,000. Avionics will go on now. Avionics, there they are. Turn on the G1000, and we'll go ahead and set up for our destination, which is PDK. Hopefully these will also be the VATSIM frequencies for the ATIS. I know that that is a uncontrolled field, at least in this world. Then again, maybe Atlanta Center will handle us the entire time, which is very possible. Okay, but here we have our runway length, airport elevation, and we can see it here on our map. And I do believe that's the correct ATIS. I am trying out in beta a new tool called VSR. It is really useful for VR flyers in VATSIM to utilize the radios and be able to stay here in VR. Looking up here, I have pinned the chat up to the roof, so I will try to remember to look over there. Actually, maybe I will take my controller if I can find it, and maybe I'll just put it over here a little bit closer to can I get it? Yeah, I guess maybe I have to go to a different interface. It's fine there. I was going to just maybe move it a little bit closer to the passenger side window, but I at least will be able to see the chat, look up every once in a while, and if you guys want to say some stuff, you know, please do. Still trying to figure out how to notify myself of new followers and the like. So if you decide to watch the stream and you give us a follow, or you know, give me a tip, or you know, raid the channel, and I don't notice, it's because I haven't been notified. I am stuck in this virtual world, in this virtual plane, I can thankfully see your chat. So you know, that's the best I can do right now. I know it's possible to pop out the other stuff. I just haven't figured it out yet. So bear with me as I am a new streamer, as I am learning the tools of the trade, as it were. You know, thanks again for coming along on this journey, both literally and metaphorically with me, as I begin this streaming endeavor. Anyway, I will continue to set up the plane here. So let's try VSR out, and let's see if we can't get a frequency and tune it in. So this is what the interface looks like. It's basically just listens for a vPilot instance, which we are connected, and we have Atlanta Center here, 132.975. Now what I should be able to do is just click on this, and it should tune it. If it doesn't work, we can just use the nav here, but let's see what happens. So I'll put it in 132.975 in this left box. That's a standby box. If I push this button and it appears in both boxes as the active and the standby frequency, then I guess it works. That didn't work. Maybe I haven't used this tool yet, and it is in beta, so you know, but this is still really useful to be able to see vPilot, see all of the frequencies in a nice handy list here, and everyone who's online and the airspaces that we might be in. So hopefully we can get a hold of someone here on Atlanta Center, so I'll go ahead and go to that frequency. Let's close that out. And it actually does occur to me here that I may have forgotten to update my push-to-talk button and my microphone settings to be the Quest here. So I'm just going to peek underneath the headset and see if I can't confirm that and do the setup that I should have done before I started the stream. Okay, it's already set up. Okay, it's all set up, so it's fine.
Southwest 1324,
and we can hear it. This is great.
Have a good night.
Yeah, Unicom for Southwest 1324. Thanks for the service.
Alright, so we might go to Unicom, so that would be 1, 2,
Okay, breaks a chance, Protect 600, thanks.
and I'll go ahead and tune the ATIS in the COM2 box for Peachtree Cab. Should be 128.4. Let's make sure that that's what it is here. I know that there is an ATIS online for PDK currently. PDK, ATC. There it is. I know about the airport. There it is. PDK, ATC 128.4. Okay, so they're keeping it real. So this is a really handy tool already. I'm really impressed with it. Such a good idea.
2531, clear direct Aussie on the Aussie 1
Alright, so
arrival.
124.8, we will just have that there in COM 2 so we can listen to the weather. Let's see if it works. I've never tried listening, both monitoring COM 1 and COM 2 at the same time. Let's see if it works. It's obviously not going to work. Switch the frequencies there. Yeah, I'm not hearing anything. So it could be that nothing's recorded, but I'm pretty sure that if nothing's recorded, they use a robot voice. Anywho, I just was curious about that. But anyway, that's the airport elevation pretty much. It's actually a little bit more like that. So we'll say it's a standard day. It's 29902. We'll set it over here.
Atlanta Center to
Our standby altimeter.
level 1000.
And this airplane does not have an autopilot. So if during flight I have to get up and use the restroom or something, which is not a luxury I have in real life, hopefully I have the plane nicely trimmed out, and
we're passing through
we'll cross that bridge if we come to it.
Yeah, what altitude were you assigned?
14,000.
Delta 464, climb and maintain flight level 350.
Up to flight level 350 for Delta 464.
Alright, let's get our flight following. Atlanta Center, Skyhawk 9078 Alpha Papa.
November 978 Alpha Papa, Atlanta Center, go ahead.
Hey, good afternoon. I'd like VFR flight following from Chattanooga Airport to PDK, Peachtree DeKalb Airport. 7,500.
Number 978 Alpha Papa, roger. I'll show if Chattanooga Tower is closed this time. Just let me know when you're airborne and I have your request done.
Okay, roger that. Alright, so typically Atlanta Center works at a top-down, so, you know, anytime that Atlanta Center is working, they're supposed to cover this airspace. So, you know, I don't know if that controller is just maybe really busy, or if he just is new or doesn't know that. But he didn't want to give us our clearance until we're airborne. So we're in his airspace. We really need clearance now, and I'd like to mess with the transponder code and all that stuff, as it is a little hard to see in the VR. You know, so I'd really like to do it now, but we have to do what he tells us to do. So we'll just go ahead and set it all up. We'll squawk VFR for now, and we'll just pretend this is uncontrolled. So we'll switch over to Unicom. And I'll go ahead and bug my altitude for 7,500. And change my CDI. We will be doing GPS here. Okay, so transponder, CDI to GPS. Right, and we're pretty much set up. So we're going to go ahead and taxi. So we are clear on our left, clear on our right. Let's go ahead and turn our taxi lights on. These line guys over here are not doing anything. I'll have to call somebody at Wilson Air Center and let them know that their line guys are just standing around over on the east side. But other than that, as long as we don't plow into any trailers, hangars, or vehicles, or these line guys, I think we'll be alright. Alright, so we'll get our brakes off. And taxi lights on. Alright, we are ready to go. So 20 is the active runway. Actually, the wind is super duper calm. So we will taxi via Alpha, then Bravo. We'll cross runway 33 on Bravo and go up to the run-up area near Hangar 4. At which point we'll do our run-up. If everything looks good, we will take off from a runway 20 and be on our way. Beautiful day. A little cloudy, but otherwise a nice day to fly here. Trying to keep the ground speed under 20 knots to comply with the speed limit on the ground. There's a little bump right here in the taxiway, so we'll just apply a little back pressure as we go over it to make sure that we're not going to nose right into the ground and cause some problems with our propeller. To our left is Wilson Air Center. Yeah, I guess the Old West Star now over there. No one else is taxiing. We're all alone over here. Actually, it's a little bit of a ghost town here. On VATSIM, they do require that your live traffic be off, so as not to interfere with the traffic that it draws on the network. So since no one else is here, it's pretty empty. Alright, we're about to cross a runway, so all of our lights are on. Do the Cessna butt wiggle. We unfortunately don't have seat belts, but if you guys don't tell anyone, I won't tell anyone either. Alright, no one's on final. No one's on final. We're clear to cross. There's that beautiful rotunda. Up here is Hangar 4 and Hickson Aviation Flying Club. We'll just go over here to the run-up area. Can't cross that red line. That's the SIDA line. That's where the airliners, the regional jets, and the Allegiant's Airbus comes in to park at the gate. That's where you would go from the terminal. So general aviation is not allowed past that line. Alright, so our flight controls, we're looking to make sure they are free and correct. Looks good. Elevator looks good, and our rudder looks good. Brakes checked, circuit breakers are in. My friend Ryan is messaging me. I told him not to because I know you all can hear the sound of the notifications, and he's doing it anyway. Ryan, I hope you're watching, and I hope you stop. Please, for the love of God, stop. Alright, I didn't do this check earlier because I assumed we did our walk around already, so we'll just make sure the flaps are coming down. And they are, and we'll just bring our flaps back all the way up. And they return to their spot. Alright, we have 7,500 bugged. We will go ahead and do our run up. We'll set our mixture, that's the problem, the mixture to best power. Fuel selector, elevator trim. Alright, now we'll just stomp on the brakes and we'll go up to 1800 RPM. really be shaking around right now. Let's do our mag check. Cool. Alright, so that was a pretty big drop. It's about 120. Let's see where we're at when we come back up. And from 1790 to 1680, that's another drop of about 120. Honestly, that's pretty substantial difference. We like 150 and no more than 50 apart. Since they're the exact same, I think we're good to go. But yeah, Microsoft Flight Simulator, that's you're telling me that we need to service these magnetos. Alright, we'll just do an idle check now. Pull the throttle all the way out to idle. Make sure it doesn't want to turn off on us when we go idle, which is good. And we'll just return that back to 1,000 RPMs or so. There we go. And we will set up our navigation. We're going to go direct. I did file a flight plan. We are going direct to PDK. Alright. And I'm going to bring up my Navigraph charts here, and we will just have some charts next to us. We'll just put them right down here. I think is a good spot for them, down here near the passenger seat. Next week, I want to have a lot more production assets going into this. Sorry if you tuned in for last week's stream and missed it. I was trying to do this exact flight. Actually, I was going to go this exact plane, the exact kind of thing, but I was going to go from Boston to Lawrence. I also thought about, and I would still like to do at some point, Charlotte, Douglas International, Bravo, all the way to First Flight Airport, all the way on the East Coast to visit where the Wright brothers in Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, had their first heavier than air flight. So still, that's on the plan. But other things that I'd like to do are just little things like sounds. When a new follower, follows or anything like that, I would like an airplane chime and an airplane ding. I've been searching some of the licensable stock sound websites, and I found a few, but none that I've loved yet, so that's still not implemented, but will be soon. And yeah, so I also am going to be starting a poll after this stream, so the next stream onward, as I am flying, there will be a poll to determine what airplane I fly next, and I'll also give more details about that poll next week, where in addition to determining what airplane I will fly next, what method I will fly next, whether it be virtual reality or just on a computer screen, and also maybe destinations or challenges like doing crazy things like trying to land a Citation jet at St. Bart's or at Lukla. Just fun stuff like that has a high chance of failure from me, who is not an expert, certainly, and those planes have no business there anyway. Alright, so right now I'll just bring up the airport info, so I know a little bit about the airport, and we will change that as we need. Just nice to have a little something. This map will really serve as our in-flight VFR chart, And since we have flight following, I am trusting Atlanta Center to navigate us away from the Big Bad Bravo and or give us clearance into it, which would be cool. Anyway, I think we are ready to go because, yeah, we're all set up. So, Chattanooga traffic, Skyhawk 978 Alpha Papa is taxiing 20, Chattanooga traffic. I could have turned the lights off, at least the landing and the strobe light after I crossed the runway, but we're only here for such a short time. I like to just keep them on because it's better to forget that you have them on than to turn them off and forget to turn them on, and then you're breaking the law. Chattanooga traffic, Skyhawk 978 Alpha Papa is holding short runway 20 at Bravo, ready for departure. Chattanooga traffic. Alright, it looks like we're clear. I don't hear anything else on Unicom. It's always nice to just give a bunch of radio calls. More than you think is necessary. Chattanooga traffic, Skyhawk 978 Alpha Papa is taking runway 20 for a southeast departure. Chattanooga traffic. Alright, we're here. Takeoff is good. Trimmed out, we're good. We're going full power. So, feet on the ground, little right rudder to counteract the left turning tendency while I'm wobbly. There we go. Airspeed's alive. It's 55, we'll rotate. And we'll just go to that. VY. There we go. Chattanooga traffic, Skyhawk 978 Alpha Papa is on the go, runway 20, Chattanooga. Positive climb, gear up. Oh wait, it's not like that. Alright, airport elevation here is 680, so when we reach about 1180 we can do our crosswind. Don't lose me now. Alright. Chattanooga traffic, Skyhawk 978 Alpha Papa is turning left crosswind, runway 20, Chattanooga. Scenery is so good, man. When you get up here, it's Chattanooga traffic, Skyhawk 978 Alpha Papa is turning left downwind, runway 20, Chattanooga traffic. So, we are heading the opposite way of where we want to go. I guess I could have left from the crosswind, but I really want to call this guy up and get our flight following, set up our transponder, and get everything set up before we just go. No, we'll go ahead and make our turn on course, and then we'll call him up. Chattanooga traffic, Skyhawk 978 Alpha Papa is departing the area to the southeast. Final call, Chattanooga. Beautiful. Pretty big weather system there, so we'll try to avoid that, make sure we don't actually fly actively into it. I'll just kind of go over here. hard to tell in VR, but I can tell now looking at it that we're under it, so we'll go ahead and get back on course. We'll climb up to 7,500, which is our cruising altitude, and yeah, we'll be in business. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get Atlanta Center on the line and get our flight following.
American 2531, contact Atlanta approach 127.9.
127.9.
Atlanta Center, Delta 2990, climbing 10,004 for 14.
Delta 2990, Atlanta Center, climb and maintain flight level 350.
What's the flight level 350, Delta 2990?
Delta 2990, area of extreme precipitation, 12 o'clock, 30 miles, 5 miles in diameter, an additional area of extreme precipitation, 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock,
Fly
and
through the
30 miles,
clouds.
and that is actually runs 20 miles north and south, but it's pretty thin at only about 5 miles west to east. I had a PIREP say the tops were at flight level 180, so you can probably outclimb it, but just let me know what you see on your end and if you want to deviate.
We'll keep you posted, 2990.
Atlanta Walker 1065 is off of Tri-Engine on a 4.3 for 10.
Alright, now it's clear. Atlanta Center, Skyhawk 978, Alpha Papa, 1 mile to the east of the Choo Choo VOR. Request VFR flight following to Peachtree DeKalb Airport.
Center 78 Alpha Papa, Atlanta Center, squawk 2031.
2031 for 978 Alpha Papa.
And Atlanta Walker 1065 off of Tri-Engine on a 5.6 for 10.
Walker 1065, Atlanta Center, or actually your radar contact, climb and maintain flight level 360.
On the maintain flight level 360 Walker 1065.
Rouge 1677, contact Washington Center 133.72.
150.72, Rouge 1677.
Delta 2609, climb and maintain flight level 370.
We can get overall.
On maintain flight level 370, Delta 2679.
Got a lot of things running right now, so hopefully this all goes smoothly. And like I said, this is my first time trying this in VR, so I played in VR before, but you know, the streaming and everything, it takes kind of a toll on the computer, I guess. And you know, I've flown in VR and in the Airbus and the 737, but I did a little test to see if I could stream in
affirmative, and I'll consider the actual airport, so I'll expect to be terminated a little bit before the actual airport.
stream the airline stuff in VR, and I tried to load the 737. I couldn't even look around. I mean, it was just awful. There's no way that would be a good viewing experience.
Delta 1549, Jacksonville Center closed, frequency and approved. Over TD complex, Okay, someone else read that back, but Delta 1249, you can also change to advisory. Good night.
Sorry.
Number 11 Juliet, Asheville, altimeter 3019.
Stay away from these airports over here. Here's Collegedale up
Delta
there.
2095, turn left direct to...
And then again, we're pretty high, so shouldn't be messing
turn
anyone
left
over at
direct to,
Collegedale.
Victor Pasteur Airport.
That's right, Victor Pasteur Airport.
Punch holes in these clouds.
Number 978 Alpha Papa, change my frequency 126.82.
126.82, 978 Alpha Papa.
Number 11 Juliet, radar contact line.
Center low, Delta 351, 1000, climbing 14,000.
Delta 350 Atlanta, climb and maintain flight level 370. And along your route of flight is an area of two areas of extreme precipitation. One is going to be just over Palmer, 5 miles in diameter. And then another one, 20 miles past Palmer along the departure. And that's going to be 20 miles in diameter. Tops report at flight level 180, just let us know what it's going to do.
Appreciate the info, and we'll advise Delta 350 next.
Atlanta Skyhawk 978 Alpha Pop, 6,800, climbing 7,500, 7 miles northwest of the Petrie Cab Airport.
3 Alpha Pop, Delta 2095, change to line frequency 126.82.
126.82.
That is 2588. I still have your request. Expect that in just a moment.
Yeah, we'll get over those clouds. Out. Unfortunately, the G1000 in the simulator, even the working title edition,
Good evening. This is .com 720 on the ground at Tri-City, looking for IFR clearance to Charlotte.
.com 720 Atlanta Center, clearance on the flight, stand by.
Really wonderful mod here that working title team have made. Unfortunately, it does not simulate engine leaning. Alright, so let's trim this airplane out. Stay level. Go ahead, pull out just a little bit of power. Try to stay at the top. That's not realistic. I'm just trying to stay at the top of the green arc there. So you want to move. You know, really, it almost wants me full throttle to be up there, so we'll do that. We'll just keep an eye on it. Hopefully, set altitude is our discretion. I heard that. Did you hear that? These clouds, I know he doesn't care at all what we're doing.
Atlanta Center. 48 Atlanta Center. Traffic is on the runway. You can just ignore him into name 320. He's not been talking to us. We're at 36 Center, cleared for takeoff, fly runway heading.
That's hilarious. Guy in Atlanta's just spawned on the runway, isn't talking to anyone. Keeping it real.
Southwest 488, roger, fly runway heading.
Further and further away from my course, so...
Atlanta Center, Delta 1123 is at 9,000 for 140.
Tell in the sim how close they are.
Maintain flight level 350, area of extreme precipitation over Palmer and 20 miles past Palmer. The first one is 5 miles in diameter, the other one is 20 miles in diameter. Tops reported flight level 180, same tensions, and again, maintain flight level 350.
350, and we will keep an eye out on that nasty weather. Delta 1123, thank you. Delta 1123, can we step out of the cockpit for just a moment, sir?
Delta 1123 approved, request to advise back on.
Yes, sir, we'll do. We'll revise Delta 1123, thank you.
Alright guys, my chat room is lonely. Or maybe it's not, and maybe this just isn't working. If that's the case, then I'm sorry. To everyone who's chatting, following, I sincerely appreciate your viewership.
Southwest 1645, Atlanta Center, climb and maintain flight level 300.
Flight level 300.
South 1645.
I love being up here above the clouds, man. So pretty. And this scenery is really well done.
Stand up for 112, yeah, up the next destination, back here.
411 Juliet, roger, ash altimeter 3019.
If any particularly wealthy viewers have a motion seat just laying around that you can wanting to donate to your local streamer in need.
Southwest 1645 Atlanta, roger.
That would really, I think that's the only thing missing from making this particular setup pretty freaking realistic.
682 Walker 1065.
I've been thinking about making my own G1000, 3D
Santa
printing
Center,
it.
Delta 1120, back on flight deck.
I've also thought about setting up a sister channel called Printing Bazzy and live streaming some 3D prints. Let me know if you'd like to see that, or if that interests you at all. New content for the channel. I wouldn't put it here. I would create a sister channel, but it would basically be live streams of 3D prints.
Center Phenom, remember.
I would take requests for things to 3D print, or it would just be stuff from my Etsy shop.
November 2334 Juliet,
Or
Atlanta,
just things I'm printing for friends, etc. Might put some time lapses up on demand. So just some shower thoughts I've been having up here at 9,200 feet. So yeah, we're pretty much looking good, I would say. So once we get to 9,500, doing that odd number plus 500. Since we are going to the east, and we are VFR, and we're above 3,000 feet, just to stay away from all of the people that are doing IFR flight, all the big boys. And we'll just start heading this way because we're pretty off course. And not too terribly off course. We'll be back on course in a minute, but we'll start heading this way because it looks like there's some bigger clouds over that way anyway. It looks like we're over it here, so go ahead and just level off. See if I can't get the airplane trimmed out for level flight. It is a little hard on this sim to trim it out for level flight.
I'm just going to maintain butthole 240.
240, level 2095.
It wants to either have like a lot of nose down or a lot of nose up, and there's not a lot of in between there.
1645, clear direct to Lucky.
Right, direct Lucky.
Oh, thank you for that follow. Again, if you're just viewing in, I'm very new to streaming in general, and especially to VR streaming. So I do have the chat window up here. I can see the chat, and I know it is possible to get followers and raids, as well. I just haven't figured it out yet. So right now, I'm relying on that sound to tell me whether someone has followed. So luckily I heard it. Thank you so much for following or interacting in some way with my channel, and I will be sure to shout you out when I get this headset off of my face. Yeah, if you are just joining us, we have VFR flight following with air traffic control services from the Chattanooga airport to the Peachtree DeKalb airport in around the Atlanta, Georgia airspace in the United States. We're here in the Skyhawk 172 Sierra Papa model. We're in tail number 978 Alpha Pop, which is a real Cessna 172 with a very similar avionics package to what is in this aircraft in the sim. So we're trying to be as real as we can here. Let's see, we got Dalton Airport down there, but we're so high up, I'm not even worried about them. No one that is going to Dalton is going to be all the way up here.
So, was that a radio check?
That's all I need, thank you.
So, and we'll see if we can go ahead and get the engine leaned out. So where it would usually be, and I'm really impressed with this for the most part. I'll say again for 978 Alpha Papa, please.
8 Alpha Papa, Atlanta altimeter 3010.
3010.
Delta 2095, further descent at your discretion. Jacksonville Zone, frequency and approved.
Roger that, have a good day.
A little hard to get the airplane trimmed out here, but we'll get there. A couple hundred feet above where we want to be, honestly. Shouldn't be too much of a problem for him. If it was, he would yell at us, but let's still try to stay at the 9,500 that we said we'd be at in our flight plan. Again, Dalton's right below us here. It does seem like it's pretty finicky, this trim wheel. Trying to, let's see, maybe that's about good. Let's try that. It's just nose up. There's not a lot of difference between nose up and nose down here for this. So it looks like we're going to have to rely a lot on our elevator and, or our yoke rather, to control our stability and our altitude. So unfortunately it looks like no bathroom breaks for me. We'll go ahead and lean out the engine. So I know that here there's nothing really to tell me where the engine's being leaned. Functionality is
Airline
not
4765 at 39,000 feet with you
we'll just lean out
inbound
the engine a little
to
bit,
Atlanta.
so we don't use all of our fuel getting there.
Delta 4765, Atlanta Center, 19.
Then again, it's just me in the cockpit, no bags. I got full gas, so we're more than okay to make the trip. But so to lean it out, see as we leaned it out, our RPM went way up, so we can actually pull that back just a little bit to get to the top of that wide arc there. We're decently trimmed.
Delta 47.
We're gonna stay away from these clouds.
Radar contact, 80 miles west.
It's so cool, huh? I mean, above the clouds, looking down, and just beautiful scenery in this simulator.
4765.
We're going to be mainly direct. Hopefully, though, we're able to navigate around the Bravo with our flight following. Even though we do have flight following, it's good for us to be aware of where that Bravo airspace is. So as we get closer and closer to the Atlanta Bravo, I will bring out the range now, just so.
Center Walker 10, that's like step away for about 15 minutes.
Walker 1065. Roger, advise that
Go a little bit more this way. Try to hold that altitude. Kind of hard when airplane trim wants to. There we go. Honestly, I'm not worried about 20 or 30 feet. For a few hundred feet, I think that's a pretty correction. Or if we get yelled at. So again, yeah, I'll start a poll for the next stream. This is a weekly stream. I do this every Friday at 5:45. I may change that to 5:30. I've been kind of going back and forth whether 5:30 or 5:45 works better. Last week was my first week of trying it at 5:45. I had some technical difficulties because that was the same day that Oculus decided to no longer accept Facebook accounts. You had to have a Meta account now to log into the headset. I had to create a new account or merge my Facebook account with it. I had to do some stuff with my headset. It really only would have taken a few seconds, but of course I set everything up, I put my headset on, and then everything glitched out. It basically endlessly loaded, and I had to restart my computer for any of it to happen. By the time I figured it out, it wasted about an hour. So there's no trace of that stream online. It was very boring anyway. It was a loading screen, essentially, and an apology from me for being so amateur at this streaming endeavor so far, and a promise that I would try to be better from now on. So this is me hopefully making good on that promise, bringing VR content as best as I can to the channel. I would love to do more of this. You know, it just, nothing beats playing the game. You know, the sim in virtual reality, for me, I feel it's just about as real as it can get. You know, so I love doing this. If I can figure out a way to have less latency when streaming in VR with airliners, I would love to do that. I have had the chance to do it a few times, you know, without streaming it, and it works fine. So just something about, you know, the streaming software, just a little bit too much for my computer. Maybe I can look into, you know, some memory upgrades, or, you know, I don't know, maybe some tips and tricks, different ways to capture the video. I am using Oculus Mirror to capture this video. I've heard of other ways to try to do it, so you know, bear with me as I'm learning this and learning all the tools of the trade and everything. I will do my best to learn and grow with the channel and with you guys, and you know, ultimately provide you guys the content that you would like to see. So with that said, I will be starting a poll next week. You will be able to vote in the chat room starting next week on what airplane I will be flying the following week, or what destinations or what challenges they'll do. So really want to put as much of the control in your hands as to what happens on this channel, as much as, you know, things I'd like to do. I'd really like to do things that you'd like to see. So if you have any suggestions, also, you don't have to be a part of the official poll. You can just drop it in the chat box, and I will read that and take it into account. I mean, as this channel is in its infancy, and I'm brand new to this whole endeavor, and I'm by no means an expert on streaming or on airplanes or piloting them. I am always down to learn and grow.
That's a 1645. I'm showing the extreme weather to be 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock.
I do have a check ride coming up soon
20 to 30 miles.
in real life, so do wish me luck
20
there.
miles in diameter. Do you want to go farther to the left?
I love aviation, and I love flying in real life. Of course, this is much more cost effective.
Like back, turn back to the right. Can we get deviation left to right up to the D3?
Southwest 1645. Yeah, deviation. No, 1645. Just advise when you want to go back to the right.
So 1645.
Yeah, occasionally I've lost
Delta 4765.
pairing with the AirLink that I'm using. So just cross your fingers that doesn't happen while we're streaming. I would love to see the whole flight here. We're about halfway through. We only have about 43 nautical miles to go before we get to the airport.
10 miles in diameter. I'm sorry, it's about 10 miles away from you. Let me know if you need a particular heading, otherwise the 080 should dodge that.
I think that should be fantastic. I'm relatively new on the bat sim, man, so appreciate the ATC, and turning left heading 0 right now.
Distance, I think. Aha!
Good light on Walker 1065.
Well, thank you, gentlemen, for and ladies, for crossing your fingers, because I really thought we were gonna lose it there. This thing's finicky on occasion, so in the event that does happen, I will do my best to reconfigure the VATSIM, reconfigure the stream, and we will just do this thing on a old-fashioned computer screen. It's actually a lot more challenging for me than VR. I don't know what it is, but it's just...
Contact Atlanta approach 133.47.
133.47, 978 Alpha Pop. Thank you so much for the services. Have a good day.
Yeah, 8 Alpha Pop, just make sure to remain outside Bravo airspace until the...
Roger, remain outside the Bravo until advised. 978 Alpha Pop. Can I get a vector? 978 Alpha Pop.
8 Alpha Pop, a vector for what?
To remain outside the Bravo while I get that pulled up on my chart.
8 Alpha Papa, you're fine for at least the next, like, 15 miles.
Roger, thank you. Alright. So, said one. I don't remember what he said. So what we're gonna do is
Delta 4765, turn right heading.
we're gonna just look at the
Right heading 100.
VSR. This thing's so cool. This tool, if you weren't there earlier, I'm beta testing this great tool that listens to my vPilot and brings in all of
Delta
the
5165,
really wonderful frequencies at 133.475.
5 descending across Hill, I think it is, at flight level 240.
Atlanta approach.
Yeah, Delta 5165, in the future, do not descend until cleared to do so. Even if it's chartered, you need to descend via clearance. The Delta 5165, clear to descend via the Gandalf 2 arrival, Atlanta altimeter 3010.
165 copy, altimeter 3010. Send via the
Oh, he got in trouble. Atlanta approach, Skyhawk 9078 Alpha Papa, 9,400, 38 miles to the northwest of Peachtree DeKalb Airport.
Sky 978 Alpha Papa, and approach, lane altimeter 3010. It is Quebec current at Peachtree.
3010, 978 Alpha Papa.
Southwest B27, contact lane center 132.97, good day.
So we are
3297, Southwest 227, we'll see you later.
go to the south.
Departure Romeo Mike Foxtrot, passing 5,500 for 10, heading 150. Romeo Mike Foxtrot, land departure, radar contact, flight heading 095, climb maintain 14,000. Left 095 up to 1414,000, Romeo Mike Foxtrot.
Let's see. Oop, I'm gonna fly into a cloud, huh? Plus I'm flying way off course, messing with stuff. Typically, the plane will fly straight and level. But it's really, the sim is kind of unforgiving when it comes to any little movements. I'm gonna bring up this VFR chart and see if it'll show me the limits of Bravo airspace, like a sectional. I've also heard people using ForeFlight.
At a 395, land
there it is.
departure, radar
Oh, thank
contact,
you,
climb and
Bravo
maintain
airspace.
14,000.
Let's see.
14,000, 395.
Romeo Mike Foxtrot, proceed direct fill.
So we're good. There's the Bravo.
Direct fill, Romeo Mike Foxtrot.
A rectangular
Romeo Mike Foxtrot, I
Bravo.
need you on that 095 heading. Now need you on a 0, make that a 080 heading, and when able to proceed direct fill and advise. Left 080, when able to proceed direct fill,
Let's see if we can hear the ATC
and
now.
advise.
Nope.
And advise, Romeo Mike Foxtrot.
So thankfully this in-game VFR chart shows the Bravo. I bet Navigraph does too.
2312,
I
land
bet I
departure,
just,
radar
and
contact.
this is definitely the IFR chart. I'm not sure how to change it to the VFR chart.
Departure, Romeo Mike Foxtrot,
So I'll mess with it in the future.
Romeo Mike
I'm
Foxtrot,
used
thank you.
No, I just got a message from another
Romeo Mike
friend of mine,
Foxtrot, contact
Brian,
land center 132.97.
and
Yeah, I try to
he
keep
told me that I
it.
lied about being able to see the chat, but I only recently figured out how to do it. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so the Navigraph chart, I know that we would be able to do that. Look at the VFR chart. Unfortunately, I'm used to flying IFR, and so I have it set up for IFR. So thankfully, the in-game tool is here to save the day and show me the Bravo here. So got a little while.
Set up 395, proceed direct jack.
Jack, 395.
Let's see. Let's go ahead and avoid these clouds. Plus, we're a little left of course anyway, so.
Set up 2312.
We're still pretty much at the top of that green arc. Good on fuel. We have plenty of fuel.
TBM 7 Tango Whiskey, runway 9 clear, touch and go.
Okay, so my friend just actually Facebook messaged me. That was the little ding you heard. And looks like this is not doing a good job of refreshing. So while I have figured out this way, watch this tutorial to be able to see the chat.
Transfer departure,
Apparently, I'm not able to see your chat messages, so I apologize to everyone who's been chatting in the chat room.
Southwest 525, Atlanta departure, radar contact.
I'm learning and growing with this. This is all pretty new to me, and we'll have to just kind of sort with the bugs together. I will do my best to fix it, and hopefully, oh no, my Quest 2's battery is low. Well, hopefully we can land first. Or I'll have to wire up and plug this thing in inside of my head. I only have a really short cable though, so hopefully that doesn't happen.
Is that a 2312?
But yeah, so this chat box trick that I tried is not working, according to a friend of mine who Facebook messaged me, who has apparently been joining us in the channel.
297, good day.
So we'll try to fix it for next time. That's all I can say. At least we're able to stream in VR with relatively little problems. However, it kind of sounds like I'm getting
Delta 25, 23, Atlanta Center 132.97, good night.
I think I might be being pinged on VPilot. There's a lot of people talking to me on a lot of different methods right now. It's kind of a lot to handle while also trying to fly this plane and remain outside of the Bravo airspace. So where is that map? I'm just gonna have to see. Is someone talking to me on VPilot? Oh no, no one's talking to me on VPilot.
Atlanta departure, Delta 1125 with you climbing through 5,000.
At 1125, Atlanta departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 14,000.
Because people have crazy liveries like
Climb and maintain
Star Wars
14,000,
liveries
Delta
and stuff that I don't have
1125.
downloaded, so
Southwest
no one's trying to get
525,
my
Atlanta
attention.
Center on 132.97, you have a good one.
132.97, have a good one. Southwest 525.
We'll just start going this way to remain clear of the Bravo. Okay. And Ryan, I really appreciate your patronage. I will ask though that you stop Facebook
cigarette
messaging
bomber.
me now.
Clear direct, Palmer, Delta 1125.
Atlanta Center, Southwest 525.
And any real pilots in chat right now, thanks so much
525,
for
unfortunately
watching
you're still
me,
with
this
approach
amateur,
contact, Center 132.97.
trying to have fun and you know, blunder my way through this stuff.
Sorry, can you say again that?
Low hour pilot.
525 contact and Atlanta Center 132.97.
You know, this is all I fly in real life. I never had the chance to fly anything other than the 172. Minus one time I did get a wonderful chance to fly the Vision Jet with a typewriter instructor in the right seat, and that was just a really great experience. But it's all been 172s for me. So, you know, any airline thing that I do is very much, you know, going to have a learning curve and definitely out of my comfort zone. I'm not above doing anything outside of my comfort zone. I'd like to get outside of my comfort zone.
1125 contact,
And,
132.97.
you know, just kind of stumble through this stuff.
Go into the center on 13297. Have a good night,
You know,
Delta
so-
1125. See ya.
So yeah, I'm
That's
more than
15 climbing
happy
through
to
5,000.
take suggestions and
Number 15, Atlanta departure, radar
know,
contact, climb and
feedback,
maintain 14,000.
anything
Climb
you guys
in
want to share.
14,000, that's 15.
Getting blown up on Facebook Messenger. I should really figure out a way that I can disconnect that notification from this chat, at least for the streams. Oh, I see that plane over there.
Betrayed its information, Romeo now current, altimeter 3010.
Romeo, we got it.
And ILS is approach runway 2 left news screen. At Peachtree.
Departure JetBlue 27 climbing through 4600 for flight level 100.
JetBlue 27 Atlanta departure, radar contact, climb
Let's take care
maintain
of these clouds
14,000.
here while we get our
Climb maintain
information
14,027.
at Peachtree Cab.
Goes down to 480 heavy Atlanta departure.
And punch a hole right here through these clouds.
Lufthansa 480 Heavy with you, climbing through altitude, flight level 060.
Lufthansa 480 Heavy, Lena departure, radar contact, turn left heading 360.
Turn left heading 360.
Delta 15, clear direct bomber.
Direct bomber, that's 15.
County 8 Information Hotel, now current altimeter 3009.
That's not for us. Just remain clear of the Bravo here.
Delta 15, contact Atlanta Center 132.97.
That's 15 over to center.
Lufthansa 480 Heavy, proceed direct to Smoky.
Proceed direct to Smoky, Lufthansa 480 Heavy.
That's for sure.
Delta 8083, Atlanta departure, good evening. This is me at 7,000 feet, direct to Leiden.
Let's go ahead and look for ourselves.
Delta 8083, Atlanta departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 14,000.
Up to 140, Delta 8083.
Again, a little altitude here. See, on the G1000, I know there's also a way to show different airspace boundaries, and I don't know if it's just not modeled in the working title mod in the game, or if it's something that I would need to, like, if it's my error. So, if anyone knows in the chat,
Delta 15, contact Atlanta Center
pop it in the chat,
132.97.
and yeah, I'd love to be able to see the airspace constraints
Delta
without having
15,
to use this
contact
VFR
Atlanta
map.
Center
Just a bunch of stuff on the screen.
132.97.
I'd like to minimize it if I can.
Lufthansa 480 Heavy, contact Atlanta Center 126.82, good night.
What was that frequency again? I heard 136.
126.82.
126.82, Lufthansa 480 Heavy.
JetBlue 27, contact Atlanta Center 132.97.
3297, JetBlue 27. You're doing a great job. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Departure, Delta Finante 3, climbing 4,000 for 10.
Delta 4923, Atlanta departure, direct radar contact, climb, maintain 14,000.
14,000, Delta Finante 3.
Delta 8083, contact Atlanta Center 132.97, good night.
Over to the center, thank you, have a good night, Delta 8083.
So we're just awaiting our clearance into the Bravo so we can land at PDK. I don't think we actually have to go into the Bravo. Unfortunately, I don't see any, I don't have the actual sectional in front of me, I don't have the actual chart, so I don't know when it starts. I'm basically just going to rely on the controller to
Direct
keep me
bomber,
out of
that's not
airspace
direct.
that I'm not allowed to be in. It does look like PDK is, I would imagine that's a Delta underneath the Bravo. I've never flown there in real life, so I'm not sure.
Delta 4923, contact Atlanta Center 132.97, good one.
3297 to center, Delta Finante 3, see you.
Atlanta Center, Skyhawk 9078, Alpha Papa 9500, 18 miles to the northwest of PDK.
Sky 978 Alpha Papa, roger, enter straight in, runway 21 left.
Straight in, runway 21 left, 978 Alpha Papa. Okay, cool.
Atlanta approach, good evening, Texan 452 Whiskey Alpha out of DeKalb Peachtree, information Romeo, looking to pick by far to Greenwood County.
They're right underneath us.
Texan 452 Whiskey
Over
Alpha,
our right
Atlanta
side,
departure,
below us.
clear to the Gulf Romeo Delta Airport, as filed. Maintain 3000, expect 5000, 10 minutes after departure. Departure district, CN squawk 0401.
Right. Next time I guess
Clear to the
I'll
Gulf
have
Romeo
myself-
Delta Airport via S file, climb maintain 3000, expect 5000, 10 minutes, departure with you, it's squawk 0401, Texan 452 Whiskey Alpha.
Texan 02 Whiskey Alpha, reback correct, advise ready taxi, edits information. See Romeo current.
And departure, JetBlue 2006, we are
Alright, so
4000.
we should be passing underneath us now.
JetBlue 2086, Atlanta departure, radar contact, climb maintain 14,000.
A few thousand feet below us.
Chicago left 27 has the Atlanta departure off.
So we can get our descent down.
Chicago left 27 Hotel Heavy, Atlanta departure account. Chicago 2086, manage altitude, maintain 6,000, got traffic at 12 o'clock, approximately 4 miles is a Nordo aircraft turning southbound at 748.
So we'll maintain 6,000 for now in JetBlue 2006.
Chicago left 27 Hotel Heavy, radar contact lock.
Ooh,
JetBlue
contact
2086,
lost.
that looks like that aircraft disconnected, but use caution, climb maintain 14,000.
Alright, take off to 14,000. He did drop off our TCAS, so we're good. 2006.
So the airport should show itself.
And Atlanta departure, Texan 452 Whiskey Alpha is ready for taxi, information Romeo at DeKalb Peachtree.
Texan 452 Whiskey Alpha, Atlanta departure, runway 2 on left, taxi via Lima Alpha, cross runway 16 at Alpha.
Two one left via Lima Alpha and cross runway at Alpha, 452 Whiskey Alpha.
Atlanta departure, apologies, called the wrong frequency, but 9514, pass 810, fly level 100. At a 514, Atlanta departure, radar contact, climb maintain 14,000.
14,000, 514.
JetBlue 2806, contact, Atlanta Center 132.97, you have a good flight, sir.
3297, 2006, yeah.
Departure predicted, heavy with you 4,500, climb for 10,000.
FedEx 8 heavy, Atlanta departure, radar contact, climb maintain 14,000.
14,000, predicted heavy.
Atlanta 514, contact Atlanta Center 132.97, you have a good one.
Atlanta Center 514, boy.
pretty high up here, so I'm pulling my power out, and I'm going to kind of dive bomb down to get down to the 3,000 that I need to be at right now.
Departure airflow 103 Whiskey. Climbing 10,000, passing 30,000.
Airflight 103 Heavy, landed departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 14,000.
Climb maintain 14,000, airflow 123.
Fade Heavy, seems like you're deviating from the departure, proceed direct to Smoky.
Direct Smoky, yeah, sorry, pilot error.
Well, at least he was honest.
Atlanta departure, 67 Delta Charlie, radar 3,500, heading 0304, Cobb County.
67 Delta Charlie,
Delta
Atlanta
Charlie.
departure, radar contact. And at 56 Atlanta departure,
So when we get to 2,900, I'm going to put in some power and level until we get back on, like directly on final.
FedEx 8 Heavy, contact Atlanta Center 126.82, good night.
13682, FedEx Heavy, sir.
Not a problem.
On our approach 978 Alpha Pop's going to be straight in runway 21 left.
Skype 978 Alpha Pop, roger. Here. The wind is, calm, runway 2 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 21 left, 978 Alpha Pop.
And this is JetBlue 281, passing 4,500, climbing to right level, 10,000 feet for speed, for JetBlue 281.
JetBlue 281, Atlanta departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 14,000.
Rid of this.
Climb to right level 14,000, maintain 14,000 for JetBlue 281.
Trying to send too much here. Keep that sight picture, it's pretty good.
Section 2 is Alpha, you'll be ready at the end.
This won't want to get too low, but got all these trees and stuff over here.
Section 452 is Alpha, you're going to be ready at the end.
Yeah, we'll be ready at 2-1. We're actually ready at 2-1 left for departure. 452 Whiskey Alpha.
Section 2 is Alpha, turn left heading 090, runway 2 on left, clear for takeoff, traffic on approximately a 6-mile final.
On departure, 090 heading runway 21 left, clear for takeoff, Texan 452 Whiskey Alpha.
At a 56 Heavy, contact Atlanta Center 126.82, good night.
126 Heavy. My first bunch of flaps here.
Flight 103 Heavy, please and increase your climb rate. Able. Contact Atlanta Center on 132.97, good night.
Watch Delta 41 Heavy, 3,500, climbing 10,000.
Flight 103 Heavy, negative, you should be up to 14,000. 14,000 and contact Atlanta Center 132.97.
Nose up so I can lose a little bit of airspeed to get past 85.
Was it clear, flight 103?
Airflight 103 Heavy, go ahead and continue climb 14,000, contact Atlanta Center 132.97.
132.9, I see it.
And there's a
And
land over there.
departure,
So pretty. It's a good day.
Delta 2161 or
Well, we made it through all of that heavy to extreme precipitation that looks to be
Diamond 7 Delta Charlie leaving the Atlanta Flight Flower airspace, proceed on course.
Proceed on course, 67 Delta Charlie.
At a 21, the 61 Atlanta departure, radar contact, climb maintain 14,000.
I maintain 14,000, Delta 2161. At departure station Air 2149 Whiskey at Cobb County Airport, holding short runway 9er, ready for departure. And on departure Delta 41 Heavy, 5,100, climbing 10,000.
481 Heavy, Atlanta departure, radar contact, maintain 10,000.
Maintain 10,000, Delta 41 Heavy.
Station Air 2149er Whiskey, turn right heading 110, runway 9er clear for takeoff.
Heading 110, clear for takeoff for 49 Whiskey.
Section 2 Whiskey Alpha ident, and climb maintain 5,000.
Fabulous, Sam, too low.
Ident and climb maintain 5,000, 452 Whiskey Alpha.
But I'm fine.
Atlanta departure United 2412, passing 8,000.
Keeping the spot in the window here. I know we're gonna.
Not at 2412, Atlanta departure, radar contact, climb maintain 14,000.
I'm going to maintain 14,000, United 2412.
Scaling glide slope at once, me to get on.
Section 452 Whiskey Alpha, radar contact, 2 miles to the southeast of the Peachtree.
There we go. I actually like.
Delta 2161, contact Atlanta Center 132.97.
132.97, Delta 2161, see you.
My departure, hello, Captain 2209, climbing out of 8,200 for 10,000. Captain 2209, Atlanta departure, radar contact, line maintain.
Perfect, right on the glide slope. Pull out a little power
Captain
here.
2209.
Right on the glide
Captain
slope.
2209, a procedure at
Perfect
Palmer.
airspeed.
That's Palmer, 2209. Delta 481 heavy, climb maintain 14,000.
14,000, Delta 41 Heavy.
Just keep that there. Pretty cool, that 500 call out. I found out that's actually, every time I flew the 172 in this game, oh, that's not realistic. That's not realistic at all, but having flown this plane, it turns out that it actually does have these calls, like the TAWS system and altitude. It's really cool.
JetBlue
Synthetic
281,
vision.
contact Atlanta Center 132.97.
Contact landing radar
A little
on
high. I actually like being a little high for an Cessna, just to make sure we're going to make the runway and everything, get over these trees.
Delta 481, contact Atlanta Center 126.82, good night.
Like a little teeny bit of a crosswind coming, a little bit of a crab, trying to stay straight with that
Delta
longitudinal
481
axis.
heavy, contact Atlanta Center 126.82.
46.82, Delta 41 Heavy, thanks.
Not a problem, Cactus 2209, climb maintain 14,000.
Cactus.
14,000, 2209.
Not a 2412, Atlanta Center 132.97.
13297, United 2412.
Atlanta departure,
citation 826, Delta Echo flying with you through flight level 370.
And landing in the shorter and pull out our power.
Section 826, Delta Echo, Atlanta departure, radar contact, maintain 10,000.
Up to 10,000 for citation 826, Delta Echo.
Southwest 56, Atlanta departure, radar contact, line maintain 14,000 and release speed to 280.
Like hearing the stall warning. Horn there.
Station Air 49er Whiskey, ident.
Ident, 49 Whiskey.
Texan 2 Whiskey Alpha, proceed direct Athens, VOR.
Direct Athens, VOR, Texan 2 Whiskey Alpha.
Atlanta approach, Skyhawk 978, Alpha Papa is going to go to Atlantic.
978 Alpha Papa. Roger. Alpha Papa, Roger, you can exit right over there on Delta or runway 16, whatever suits you. Just let me know when you exit.
Roger, right on Delta, cross, can I cross 3 and 2 1 left?
Yeah, Skyhawk 8 Alpha Papa, cross runway 21 right on runway 34, and taxi Alpha to ramp. You have a good night.
Alright, cross 2 1 right on 3-4, and taxi Alpha to the ramp. Have a good night. 978 Alpha Papa. Alright, cool. Well, welcome everyone to Peachtree
2209. If you're not already, Atlanta Center on 132.97.
Our Atlanta Center 132.97, Texas 2209.
There's Alpha.
Station 6 Delta Echo, climb maintain 14,000.
This way we want to go.
Atlanta departure, good evening, Delta 413, passing 5,000, climbing 10,000.
Station 6 Delta Echo, climb maintain 14,000.
So we are clear of the runway.
Station 826 Delta Echo, Atlanta.
Here, get our
Delta
landing light
413
off,
Atlanta, departure radar contact,
strobe
climb
light
maintain
off.
14,000.
I maintain
Flaps up.
14,000 Delta 413.
You know, our mixture about an inch. Oh no, perfect timing.
Bravo
The
56,
battery is
Atlanta,
critically low. It doesn't
132.97,
want me to
confirm
continue
direct
here. So I will reconfigure here, and we will we'll call it here. I'll reconfigure. I'll be right back outside of the headset. You can still see me, but you won't be able to hear me for a second. So just bear with me.
Station 826 Delta Echo, Atlanta, departure. Are you up?
Atlanta departure, November 421 Alpha Whiskey, 4,000.
Beach ground 421 Alpha Whiskey, Atlanta departure. Hello. Your radar contact.
49 Whiskey on a 3,000 and heading up 110.
2149 Whiskey, Roger, radar contact 10 miles to the southeast of the Cobb County Airport. Turn right heading 150, climb maintain 5,000.
150, 5,000 for 49 Whiskey.
Okay, so you guys should be able to hear me now. VR here, don't care. Next time I will ensure that
maintain 4,000.
That I have a longer cord. The kind of only hiccup that I have with plugging myself in while streaming on the Oculus is because my cord is so short that I really can't look around.
Well, the 413
I'm
contact
like tethered to this thing.
I
will get a longer cord so that for these VR flights, if they're happening,
I've been trying to contact you for the past
that
5
I
minutes.
can,
maintain 4,000, contact Atlanta Center
you know, be plugged in and not have to worry about the battery dying, or even maybe one of those battery packs if this is something that I am doing more often. I've really enjoyed doing this flight today. If you enjoyed it, please give me a follow. Next week, 5:30 or 5:45, I will update on my Twitch channel. Will be the next stream. When that happens, everyone will be able to vote starting next week on the airplane that I will fly next, as well as the places that I will fly to, and other things like challenges or other content that you'd like. Again, if you'd like any other kind of content here on the channel, here, let me switch over here. If you would like any other content on the channel, don't hesitate to recommend it to me. I am very much interested in you know, collaborating on this process, and you know, growing together with this channel. I want to make content that I like, but I also want to make content that you guys like. You know, I make no secret that I am a novice when it comes to these airplanes. Very much not an expert. I'm also a novice when it comes to this stream, but I'm really having fun learning this endeavor and flying along with you guys and everyone who has joined me. Again, last week if you tried to join me, I had a little bit of technical difficulties trying to do this exact same stream, but thankfully I managed to figure it out for the most part. You know, I'm going to be trying to constantly add and you know, learn and kind of figure out the tools of the trade of this whole endeavor as we go. So, and even you know, weeks ahead and months ahead down the line, I will try to always keep that open mentality so that we can continuously improve this channel and grow it, you know, as big as it needs to be, or you know, I'm going to be playing this Microsoft Flight Simulator anyway, so I might as well take you guys along for the journey. And if you want to influence how I play, because you're ultimately the ones watching, you know, I am all for that. You know, I feel like we're a team. You are the flight crew, and you know, I'm just thrilled to be allowed into your flight decks, and you know, that you have entrusted me for this content. So that's all for now. I'm gonna do a quick plug. I do have merch available. I know that you know, right now might not be you know, something everyone's going to go, who's a Bazzy? What's a Bazzy? But if you are interested, you can go to my website, bazzy.shop, or to just my Streamlabs channel at bazzy.live, and go ahead and pick up a shirt. You can get it on the ground floor here and support the stream, support the channel. You know, it would mean the world to me if you were to do that. Of course, just a follow or a view or a message in the chat really means everything to me. And thanks again for joining me this week on this stream. We are going to we're at a time where we've landed here and it's time to deplane, so let's get out, let's go to the FBO, and let's head to the bathroom because we've been in the air for 2 hours on this small general aviation airplane with no bathroom. So thanks again everyone, and we'll see you next week at 5:45 Eastern Standard Time.